Hey guys, welcome back. This is the second section. This is for Libra to Pisces. This is Weekend Tarot with Chacralosa. Happy Friday. These are just general messages, you guys. It's, take what resonates and leave the rest. For the weekend, when I put Weekend Tarot, it's because it'll be, today's Friday's considered a weekend day. I mean, it's weekday, but we take it into our weekend, right? So Weekend Tarot will be 5/23, which is today, all the way till Monday, which is Memorial Day. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with Libra. What message do we have for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus watching us today? Libra, Libra. Take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? Libras, Dios mío. Libra, 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 Libra. Okay, let me break it. Sorry. So we have Six of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Six of Swords, Libra. So we have the Six of Wands telling me that some of you guys, some of my Libras right now are experiencing you could say a situation where you're like in a form of like celebrating, like, you know, tooting your own horn, walking with your flag up, perhaps waving your graduation hat, your sash, all that stuff. To me, the Six of Wands represents a form of like nostalgia or a form of like, a good type of pride, okay? Because you're celebrating something, okay? Perhaps you're celebrating a graduation. Perhaps you got a raise, perhaps you got a promotion. All those things are coming to mind with this card, all right? Knight of Pentacles is a knight is movement forward, a progression. Okay. So the Knight of Pentacles does bring good news. It brings, whatever efforts and work that was done, that was put into something, it now has progressed to bring results. Okay. So some of you now are faced with choices, a lot of choices. If some of my Libras graduated, now you have choices, right? Because it's like, you know, like, okay, well, where do I want to work now? Like, do I want to work for this company with my degree, with my certification, with all this stuff? Okay. Those that are still in the process of school, if you're not feeling what you've been studying, now you have an opportunity to just take another course and just continue until you find your way, Libra, okay? Because I know some of my Libras, depending on who you are, you're pretty wishy-washy on, the kind of decisions that you want to make and make you feel good, okay? But if you don't feel it, you don't feel it. Seven of Cups is here. So this is where I feel that some of you Libras are going through a situation where now you're faced with making choices. Seven of Cups is choices. There are choices that are emotionally fulfilling. You have so many of them. Okay. This is not telling me it has to be with a person. This is not a person that I'm getting here. I'm actually getting that it's just life choices now. Where do I go now? Okay. Also, if you got a promotion at a job where it makes more money, perhaps now you have choices. It's like, well, can we move now? Can we go to a bigger house? Or if you got a promotion, but the promotion requires you to relocate, maybe some of my Libras might be relocating, hence the Knight of, Pentacles, the movement, the traveling. I mean, the knight travels through the forest, and in those type of stories where we hear they go through forests and they travel far. So yes, some travel might, maybe you need to travel to relocate. Maybe you need to work at a different office in a different part of the country. Okay, all that stuff. Six of Swords is a card of moving forward. So now it's progression. Okay, things are progressing forward, whether you're ready for it or whether you're not ready for it. Life is about progression. Okay, the Six of Swords is progressing with clarity because of the swords, but at the same time, don't let those swords sink your boat because the image of the Six of Swords, it is a woman sailing forward. She has her paddle. She's doing this, but at the same time, there's like six swords that are like just standing, like they're actually like on the actual boat. So it's like how deeply implanted are those swords in the boat? Can they sink you? or there's still some support? How much of that is baggage? All this stuff is coming to my mind, Libra. So the key word here is balance. Make a balanced decision on where you want to go, what you want to do and how it's going to fulfill your cup. Not someone else's cup, your cup. Okay. Let's see. Let's get some cosmic insights for you. What message do we have for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising today? Libra is watching. So if you think, if you're graduating, because I know graduations are happening right now, congratulations. Those that are, still, if you got a promotion, congratulations. If you might be, up for a promotion and you get it, congratulations, Libra. All right, let's see what this says here. Cycles. So some of my Libras are going through a cycle, which to me would be the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is the cycle of, like, it's divine timing. It's where it needs to go. Okay. So there's fate involved. There's karmic cycles, either closing or opening. Something might have ended. Okay. School ended, right? Or an old job ended, or, anything that needed to end. Something new begins. Hence why you move forward with the Six of Swords. The boat is just moving forward now to the next opportunity. With fate and karma, I want to bring something up. If you're if you're like in your late 20s, and by that I mean between 28 years old to 30 years old, if you have any Aries placements, some of you might be going through a karmic return. I was reading something, not a karmic return, a Saturn return, because Saturn is in Aries right now. So, this is also going to bring bigger changes or restrictions, because now you're entering a new chapter. So some of the things might feel restricted. This is something that, like, right now it came as a download and thought I just throw it in there. Okay. Let's see. What song do we get for you? Okay. So this one is Alan Walker, 2018, #1. So it's a beginning. And the beginning is Aries as well. The one is the self. It could be June 1st. It could be one day from now, 1 week from today. So if some of my Libras are feeling lost, okay, you need to take the time to really look at stuff. I'm just going to be firm with you on that one. No wishy-washy, no bullshitting, no back and forth. Okay. Find yourself if you need to. And when I say find yourself, it makes sure that what you do fulfills you, not the other person. Find a motorcycle just drove by. So, maybe one of you guys rides a motorcycle, or, okay. Finding yourself in others. Some of my Libras are trying to do or mirror someone else. No. If there's connections surrounding this situation, remember, it needs to fill your cup. Accept yourself, accept the duality, and being vulnerable. Okay, all this is coming out for you, Libra. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Now we move to Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. What message do we have for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus watching today? Take what resonates, leave the rest. This is just a general message for this weekend of May 23rd to May 26th, which is Memorial Day, Monday, okay? All right. Scorpio. Let's see what's affecting our Scorpios this weekend. Queen of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Cups, Page of Wands. Some of my Scorpios are, okay, Scorpios. Some of you guys want your cup filled. Some of you guys have your cup filled, all right? It could go either way. We have Wheel of Fortune, the card of fate, okay? So some of you are going through a karmic time right now. So it might feel like, where is this shit going? What more can happen? Because the energy is heavy. Yes, it is heavy. I mean, I just said the moon is currently in Aries, okay? The sun sign is in Gemini, so it's air and fire, you're water. So it's like, that's how I see the elemental blending of, you know, like elements. So some of you are feeling like maybe it's even evaporating the water in your cup, for like, for use of an expression on this, okay? Wheel of Fortune, fate, karma. Where are you with what have you been putting out there as well? Okay, what transitions are coming to you? Some of you, perception. Right now, I just got the word perception because Five of Cups came out. Five of Cups, it's a person that looks like they're crying. They're just like crying over some cups that spilled. There is three cups that spilled on the ground, and there is two standing. So some of my Scorpios like to sulk and dwell on things that are lost. Okay, and it's understandable because Scorpio feels very attached to things, very fixed on what they have. Okay, but the message of the card is that you also need to see what you still have. The gratitude. Gratitude just came to mind as well. Need to show some gratitude. It's like the Queen of Cups. I'm not talking about a woman, a specific woman here. I'm talking about her energy as a queen. She's up there. She's owning this shit. So it's like, are you a queen or are you, just crying like a little spoiled princess? Okay, that's what came out as a download for me for you. Okay, so if you're crying over spilled milk or spilled liquid, just how about switching that to gratitude that you still have two cups standing. We had talked about five, so it's like three on the floor and two up. You still have something to work with. Okay, Page of Wands. Some of my Scorpios, if you haven't received any news, you will be receiving news. This news to me, like I said, the Page of Wands is fire. So perhaps the news might trigger, might sting a little, or at the same time, it might just wake you up to, progress forward. Take it as you may. Orishas want to talk to you. So I'll just go ahead and pull an Orisha card for my Scorpios. What message do we have for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in regards to this reading? Okay. So it seems that some of my Scorpios are right now kind of like, But I mean, with the page, the news could go either way. It could sting you or you could sting the messenger. You are the Scorpion. You got Orisha Oko too. In my last segment, both Aries and Taurus got Orisha Oko. Orisha Oko. And the thing is, he did come upward. So upward is ire. It means like good energy. Okay. But he brings illumination. He brings rebirth. So yes, with whatever was happening with the fate, perhaps something needed to end or it's ending. Okay. There is you're going through some spiritual evolution, and with spiritual evolution also brings heartbreaks. We bring there's also major clarity being brought to some of my Scorpios. You need to be more understanding with other people, creative ideas to get out of situations. Okay, instead of emotional, more creative ideas. Clear judgments need to be made by with some of my Scorpios. This card does bring peace. It brings harmony after all this. It is professional positivity and favorable outcomes. Some fame, some benefits, and great reputation as well. Okay. So this is pretty much ire anipe. It's saying you need to own this shit. So own all of it, whether it's even the disappointment and the beginnings that are coming for you, because there is a messenger. Bees, keep an eye out for bees around you. There's prosperity in whatever you're planting, and just make sure that if there's secrets involved, you keep those secrets because to me, a person that discloses secrets, if you have a fallout with someone, that means that you were never keeping it real. You were just trying to see like what you get out of them so you could hurt them later, and that's not cool. I'm gonna say it like the way I see it. Okay. Okay. What song do we have for you? We're gonna go for The Shadow. So we have The Doors. People are strange. Um, 1967, number 5. So perhaps some of my Scorpios are feeling alienated right now, misunderstood. You might be seen as different. You might be, you might have been the outsider. Perhaps someone left you high and dry, all that stuff. And then also your self identity. Okay. All this comes up here. Take what resonates and leave the rest, Scorpio. And now I move on to Sagittarius. All right. Sagittarius. What message do we have for my Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus watching this weekend? This reading is for May 23rd to May 26th. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. All right. We have the Lover's card. We have Page of Swords. We have Knight of Swords. We have the Queen of Wands. Okay. Sagittarius. We have the Lover's card. That represents a Gemini card as well. So you might be dealing with a Gemini. It also represents partnerships. And in this case, it could be romantic or it could be business related. Make sure you're checking your health, Sagittarius, because perhaps some of you guys might not be doing so well with your health, or, so occupied with life that you haven't had your checkup. Okay. Page of Swords. This is related to news, right? Page of Swords, I get news as in like not so good news as well. So if you just, if you just went to get a checkup and then you're waiting for news, perhaps some of the news might not be what you want to hear. And then when I said news that you don't want to hear, it's just going to cause some disappointment. Okay. And I mean, when we hear news from the doctor that is disappointing, it could be because you need to make some changes in a certain lifestyle, maybe some habits, all that stuff. That it might depend on how you perceive news, Sagittarius. Okay. Page of Swords also brings chisme, gossip. Okay. So perhaps something you might end up hearing something that bothers you, which might bring up conflict. And I would say with the energies going on this weekend, you want to make sure that you are the bigger person and not try to start any conflicts right now. Okay. Knight of Swords. This news that you might receive is going to bring sudden changes, like fast moving changes. If it's health related, yes, you need to make changes fast. Okay. If it's related to things that are like, like if I said it's gossip, then it might bring changes, because then now, some of my Sagittarius might want to react to it, or some of them might want to actually go and address it, because you have a bit of, clarity from the Knight of Swords, which, the Knight of Swords is wielding his sword in the air and there's like a light hitting. So some of you might have clarity on the situation. You want to just, what is it? Just get down to whatever it is that you just heard or was told. Okay. Queen of Wands. I do not like to say it's revolving a female. I don't like to say it's revolving some chick or revolving some dude. No. Queen of Wands, to me, I refer to the energy. Okay. The Wands is you. You're the fire sign. In this case, it's like you need to tap into the energy of the Wands and know that you know what's up. All right. Confidence. Okay. And with confidence, no arrogance either. Okay. Because a Sagittarius vibing from like the lower energy or the shadow side, they're pretty arrogant. Okay. That is the arrogance of that you know it all. You don't want to do that. You want to deal with it. If you need to be loud and dramatic, make sure it doesn't cause a fight. Okay. I believe that this is talking about partnerships around you, maybe best friends, or maybe even someone you work with. Okay. The Lover's card also represents romantic, so perhaps it might be dealing with someone in regards to your romance. Let's see. Let's get some emotional oracle decks. It's like emotions for me, yes, for you. I want to see, because we got so much fire and swords. We need some water up in here. Let's see what clarity we get from the water element here for my Sagittarius. What advice do you have for the Sagittarians in regards to this situation that I just pulled up here? Uncertainty. Okay. Uncertainty is the feeling of not being able to foresee the future. Yeah, we don't, if the situation is not clear, of course you can't see where things are going. It does bring anxiety and unease. When uncertainty appears, it reminds you to embrace what cannot be controlled. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. The energy is gonna move fast. The Knight of Swords is fast moving forward. Now we come to the Queen of Wands. Her energy is very, very fiery. Okay. So with this, it's pretty much when it says that it needs you to embrace what cannot be controlled, you cannot try to control the situation, or you can even burn bridges. Okay. You need to learn how to control like some of that um energy, I guess. Trust your intuition and courageously face the unknown challenges, for the future will gradually become clear. So the water here is, it's advising about uncertainty, and at the same time, the cards are advising to bring some form of balance. So we have air, we have fire. Now we just threw some water up in there. Okay, so with the uncertainty is like embrace what cannot be controlled. Don't try to control the situation, because with the Knight of Swords, you're not going to be able to control it. Let's see here. Poker Face by Lady Gaga. All right, this is a shadow card. 2008, number one. This one is, there is like some hidden situation here. Okay, maybe there's two face, because the poker face is like a person that could just go through life without showing the emotions or their next move um in this, in the situation, right? There is perhaps some desire behind this, some innuendos being thrown about. If there's a Gemini involved, as a Gemini, I like to use a lot of innuendos and puns and stuff. So, just pay attention to that. um there the advice is being void of expression in order to come out winning from this. And if there needs to be some experimentation on behavior, it's okay to do so. So the number one is the self. So this is about yourself, Sagittarius, on how you want to proceed with this situation. The words I did leave out of this because I don't see relevance, but perhaps there is relevance. I'm gonna mention whoever this person is with the bisexuality. I still get Gemini energy of that, because it's two, it's a duality. It's like two people, two situations, two sides. All right. So there might be, bisexual, like a bisexual relationship. There might be some fantasies that you weren't aware of. Hence, some of the news that came out perhaps pissed you off. Take what resonates and leave the rest, Sagittarius. Now we move to Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. What message do we have for Capricorns watching? This is for the weekend of 5/23 to 5/26. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Wait. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Hope you're having a great Friday, and hope you guys have a great weekend too. Okay. Capricorn. We have the Lovers. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Devil. Right off the bat, the Devil card is considered a Capricorn card. Okay, so, but the Lovers card. We're dealing with partnerships again. It could be romantic. It could be business related. Check your damn health. Are you people not checking your health? Okay. I mean, not you people as in you Capricorn. It's, Lover's card has come out for some of my other signs too. So, we have like almost like you need to check your health as well. House number 6 is also how you serve others and how people serve you, but 6 is the health house as well, so make sure you check that out. You might be dealing with a Gemini as well. We are in Gemini season, right? Everything's happening right now. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Knight of Wands, we have some movement, some very, very passionate movement. Some of my Capricorns might be traveling. Some of you might be moving residency as well. Okay. With that being said, with the movement, we come to the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. This is an opportunity, a beginning. Are you traveling because you were offered a promotion elsewhere, or your opportunity to open up your next venture is in a different place? Or are you, leaving something behind, like a romantic relationship, in order for you to move forward with something more stable? Those are the downloads I'm getting, Capricorn. Um, Timing wise, right here it's screaming like winter. So we're talking about something that might bloom for you if you move forward. You're looking at something to come up around like by the end of this year. Okay. The devil card comes out here. The card of the devil is, like I said, the devil card represents the Capricorn card, but it represents that sometimes we feel we are like our own, like we are our own prisoners in our mind and in our lives, because we like to really chain ourselves to situations. Okay. I see this more like a heads up, not a warning. It's a heads up that you have control of removing those, that like whatever chain that holds you here with someone else or a situation or on your foot, like that, like the ball and chain kind of thing. So um if it's regarding a relationship, Capricorn, like a romantic relationship, then if you're addicted to this person, then yes, I would see that you need to let go. Okay, because it's not a healthy relationship. It's more like, I'm used to you, I want you here because I'm used to you, not something that's healthy. Okay. However, if it's not related to a work situation, are you overworking? Will it cause you to be overworking? I understand that Capricorn likes to work and it's always focused on business and work, but you also need to be mindful of your health because of that. Hence the Lover's card too, when I said about health. Okay, let's see. Let's get some cosmic insights for my Capricorns. What message do we have for Capricorns watching Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? What other messages do you have for Capricorns watching in regards to this reading? Let's see. We have someone else. Someone is in the middle, or someone is trying to sabotage this. All right. So with the Lover's card, like I said, it could be romantic, it could be business. So, a situation surrounding this, are you the other person? Are you the third party? Or someone that you're with perhaps is not healthy for you because there is another third party involved. If this is business related, if someone's trying to sabotage, make sure that you pay attention to whatever is being offered, especially if it requires you to relocate. Okay, all that stuff. Because if there's a third party, we always know that three. What is it? Three's. Let me see in Spanish. I'm trying to say. I know three's company. There was a three's company, but in Spanish we have a saying. Let's see. A los 3 días el pescado apesta, something like that. It's like in 3 days the fish stinks when it's left out. So it's almost like saying that something's gonna end up being like not like stinky, not good here as well. So it's like a heads up, because the devil card also represents like there's some like things that are being hidden from you. Because if you look at this is like this artist, this devil card, the devil has like something hidden as well. So there's something hidden surrounding the situation as well. Let's see, what song do we want to have for you? Let's get some light. All right, you got Capricorn, this little light of mine. In other words, you are the light in your own world right now. You need to stand up for yourself. And if you need to stand up for injustice, and if you feel that there's some unjust situation you're being placed in, like stand up for it. I put 1920s. This song itself didn't have a specific year of release, so I wrote 1920s because that's where it said that it was originated from. The number 3, so you need to communicate. Something might happen June 3rd. 3 days from now or 3 weeks from now, take what resonates and leave the rest, Capricorn. Now we move on to Aquarius. Let's see. Let me put all this away. And this is for Aquarius. That's coming up now. What message do we have for my Aquarius people watching? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Aquarius. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This is for this weekend, May 23rd to May 26th, okay? Aquarius. Whoop. You got the Sun card. Immediately popped out, so I'm going to use that one. Page of Cups, Justice, and the Devil. All right, Aquarius. The Sun, when it comes out in a reading as energy, it represents that, the hope, the life. There is also, there could be some Leo surrounding the situation. It could also mean that there's like a new hopeful life and opportunity, the positive. But it could also represent too much fucking ego, okay? So take it as it resonates. Page of Cups. Some of my Aquarians received some news that, emotionally, like, either fulfill you or it affected you, as in, like, affected you, perhaps not in a good way. All right. Justice card. Some of my Aquarians might be finding themselves in situations where, maybe you were served with, some to go to court. Maybe you were served some papers. Maybe some legalities change. Like if you are a, divorced Aquarius, if you are like the dad and you have to pay child support, if you have to pay alimony, okay, or vice versa, because sometimes a female that makes more than the man is required to pay as well. So some of my Aquarians might be going through that. Maybe there was a change in child support order or alimony, and now you have to go to court. So perhaps some of this, is, if it resonates, take it as it resonates, okay? If you do have to go to court, just the advice, because I see the Devil card here. If you play dirty, you're gonna get caught. Okay, it might not go in your way. If you have nothing to hide and you covered all your bases, Aquarius, you're gonna have of course you're gonna have a better outcome, because just when it comes to the Justice card, it's like the scales, they're weighing the situation. Okay, here the Orishas want to talk to you, so let's see what Orisha comes out for you to pair up with this reading. But I have a feeling that some of my Aquarians let ego get to their head on something, and hence it's like now it's like if you're facing some, you say like some justice, some karmic justice, it's hitting some of my Aquarians, okay? Who wants to talk? Which Orisha wants to talk to my Aquarius right now? These are just Orisha cards. I pulled out just the Orishas. I didn't pull out the entire deck. This is because I felt that they, that they want to talk to you. So you got Olodumare. Olodumare actually came out reverse here, and that means that you got actually Olodumare does not have an Osogbo. Osogbo is a negativity if it's in reverse. Olodumare upright or upside down, he brings ire. Ire is something good. So Olodumare he's like the God in Christianity. Okay, let's see here. Let me go ahead and read that for you. Olodumare, you got Ire Alafia, like two good things that could help you out here. Okay, so the situation right now is surrounding destiny. What's this? Supreme Court. So related around court. There is also that, like, saying you are the author of this destiny right now. Okay, there will be some triumphs. there will be some compensation. So if the court has nothing to do with child support, alimony, or divorces, perhaps it's like a workers' compensation. Perhaps you're getting paid out something by an insurance company. So there's compensations coming to some of my Aquarians. Okay. Now, if there's some disappointments on it, because if you didn't, like I said, if you didn't play well, my throat chakra just got blocked. Like perhaps if you weren't truthful in some of the declarations, yeah, you might not get the compensation you expected. Ooh, yeah. Let me drink some of mine. It's my ice shaken espresso. I've had it since the morning because the coffee was strong. Satisfaction, receiving, accomplishment, crownment based on hard work and merit. That's the energy of this card. So with the Idea Lafia, peace, health, prosperity, joy, and love. Yeah, there is no soba with Lurumai. That's why I didn't see it on here. So it's like he's opening his bag of blessings. So let's just hope that some of my Aquarians who are getting this outcome or this blessing, that it goes in your favor. So again, move forward with great intentions. That's all I'm gonna say. Let me see. Card wise, let's go to your shadow. All right. Our friends Electric. 1979, number 7. Number 7 is the house of contracts as well, not just relationships. Okay. So we have Gary Newman. So no being on autopilot, please. Okay, pay attention. Be mindful of fake people surrounding the situation. If there's a lot of things done by computer, which might result in computer error, make sure that you speak up about that too. Okay. Feeling alone or feeling like a misfit after this, some of you, this is the messages that are coming out. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Now we move to Pisces. This is the last sign in this section here, Pisces. What message do we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? And this is for May 23rd to May 26th. All right, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Pisces. All right, Pisces. We have 9 of Cups, we have Ace of Cups, we have 7 of Wands, and we have King of Cups. Well, Pisces, so far I'm liking what I see. 9 of Cups is the card of wishes come true. It's the wish card. It's like things that fulfill you, like, hell yeah. You're the King of Cups is, the King of Cups. The 9 of Cups, it's the individual is raising their cup in the air. It's like, hell yeah, celebration, right? Ace of Cups. It's like a beginning. So it's like you got two good cards, like 2 cards that really are fulfilling, okay? And I will say one thing. When you're happy, when a person's happy and you're like really showing the happiness, there will always be that Debbie Downer, right? I see the 7 of Wands here, and immediately I'm like, someone's gonna come and try to damper Pisces' good flow right now. 7 of Wands. Oh, you didn't deserve that shit. I deserve that shit. This is the devil that I got. Why did you get it? How come I should have gotten it? Why are you getting that? Why or you're gonna get those that are gonna be like, oh, nothing good ever happens to me. Why do you always go through all this good luck? All this. These are just downloads I'm getting in regards to 7 of Wands. So you're gonna get some pushback in regards to why you got this fulfillment. Okay. But the 7 of Wands is saying you're gonna have to stand up for yourself and be like, I deserve this shit. Okay, it's mine. Without caring what people think, because it is yours. You earned it. King of Wands, tapping to the masculine side of the cup king. Okay. Because there's queen and there's king. In this sense, it's like tapping into the masculine side. And the masculine side is putting his foot down. I love the artist. The artist drew Saturn right behind this King of Cups. So it's going to require a bit more like discipline or a fatherly approach to the situation. Okay, so I personally feel that the only little minor, it's not a big thing, is like someone's going to question why you're feeling this way, why you earned something, why you're celebrating. You have a right to celebrate this. Okay, I'm going to go for some emotional cards for you. What message do we have for Pisces in regards to this? So whatever that you've been working on, it's gonna pay off with the Nine of Cups. You're gonna be like in celebration mode, and you're rightfully, yeah, rightfully you could do that, and it's gonna fill your cup. It brings beginnings. It's a beginning of like, yay, my cup is filled, woohoo, right? And then here come the Debbie Downers, like, how come you got right? It's so yeah, Pisces. Your shadow side is caring what other people think, and you want to make sure that they don't feel that way. No, you're gonna have to stand up for yourself, and that's tapping into the masculine side of the duality. Okay. All right. This is for Pisces. Silence. Silence is a peaceful state of mind that allows you to return to yourself and immerse in tranquility. Silence reminds you that sometimes words cannot express your innermost feelings, and the reflection and meditation and stillness can lead to deeper insights and revelations. All right, this one's telling you to keep quiet, okay? The silence that I get from this message, if you have not heard this expression before, gray rock method. That's the silence that if I get anybody that attacks me or is competitive with me or is just trying to trigger me, the gray rock method works wonders. It's like really sitting in silence and you let them just vent their ass off. And they get tired eventually. It's like, yeah, they get tired because they're wasting so much energy. They get tired and you're just sitting there in silence, just staring at them. So I get this like, you know, sitting in stillness, it's going to bring some insight to the situation. Okay. What song do we want to get for you? Let's go for some light. Here we go. So the song that came out for you, Pisces, is a song by Ruth Brown from 1953, number 9. It's called Mama, He Treats Your Daughter Mean. If you hear that song, is actually talking about, she's singing about a guy that treats her like shit. Okay. But in this case, the keywords here is there might be some abuse or narcissistic energy coming from the Seven of Wands, meaning that whoever might attack you or try to bring you down, they're narcissists. All right, they're probably even abusive. Um, it if it results to domestic violence, please, 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 there's help out there. Okay. You might be a victim of it. Okay, you might potentially find yourself in danger. So if this is revolving someone that you're in a relationship with, and whatever happiness you have from this, it's like saying like be mindful that it's you might find yourself in a situation where you might want to get some support. Some of you take what resonates and leave the rest, Pisces. Okay, so this has been the readings for the second section, which is Libra to Pisces. And I hope that it resonated with whoever's watching for many of these signs. Again, these are general readings. I just, read off on the signs. If you want to book a personal reading, you know where to find me. You could DM me here, or you could send me an email to chakralos@gmail.com. And I hope to see you guys on the next one, which will be the next weekend tarot. And we're going to be in June. Yay, that's my birth month. Whoop. All right. Have a good weekend.